Okay, we're back. So, what we've done so far. First tutorial, what we did was we learned how to build a major scale, and we learned the notes that went into building that major scale. In the second one, we used the notes that were in that scale to build a chord off of. And then we talked about the pattern that goes into finding what all of the chords are within a certain key. So if we're playing the key of C, because there's no sharps and there's no flats, if you keep that fingering, it really doesn't matter where you go. All of those chords, as long as you're playing white notes, they're going to be in the key of C. But what happens if you need to play a chord that's not in that particular fingering? Well, we're going to dissect this a little bit. So if you take a look at the C major chord that we began with, we start with the 1, the third note of the scale, which in this case is E, and then the 5th note in the scale, in this case it is G. So we've got a 1, a 3, and a 5. And if you remember, that first chord is a major chord. So if I wanted to take a C major chord and I wanted to make it a minor chord, instead of playing the 1, the 3, and the 5, you're going to need to play a flat third. So in order to make this major third a flat third, you simply lower it a half step. Major, minor, major, minor. All right, so let's go up to the next note. The next chord in our scale was a D minor. I start with the D minor. Since it's already minor, it's got that flat 3 built into it. So what if I wanted to play a D major chord for whatever song I'm playing or whatever I'm working on? It's got a D major in it. Well, it starts with a D minor, and it's got that flat 3 in it. So in order to make a D major, we have to raise the third by a half step. D major. Next one's E minor. Make a minor a major, you raise the third. Simply raise the third. Next one's an F major. To make an F major and F minor, you lower the third. That's it. Lower the third. Major, minor, major, minor. Next one's a G major. If I make that G major a G minor, I can do that. Lower the third. Same idea. Next one's an A minor. Make an A minor and A major. Raise the third. Minor, major. Now the next one's a little funky because it's a B half diminished. So what is this made of? This one's a little bit different. This has got a 1, a flat 3, and a flat 5. Right? So if we wanted to make it a minor chord is a 1, a flat 3, and a 5. So we need to raise the 5th. Now it's minor. This is a B minor chord. So let's say I wanted to make this B minor a B major now. So now I need to raise the third. B major. So to go backwards, B major, 1, 3, 5. B minor, 1, flat 3, 5. B diminished, 1, flat 3, flat 5. Simple. So starting back, let's go back down to C. C major, C minor, C diminished. You lower the 5th. Right? D minor, D diminished, D minor, D major. So, what does this mean now? This means that any basic chord is really at your disposal. And so you could play a wide variety of songs leveraging these chords. And it's once you see what they look like and you hear what they hear like and you see what they feel like, you'll start to remember the shapes and you'll remember the patterns. And that's really the trick to playing this chordal approach to the keyboard. So hopefully this helps, and there's lots of ways that you can expand upon all of this that we've talked about, but this is sort of the basic foundational concept. And if you understand this and you can grasp this, then there really isn't anything that's going to hold you back from being able to play a song as soon as possible. So, all right, thanks for taking the time to listen. Hopefully this helps, and I'll see you next time.